morning and welcome to this edition of News Leader on 6. I'm Jim Fuller.
And I'm Amelia Marquez. In tonight's news, a new report from the USDA suggests Americans are doing a poor job when it comes to hand washing. And we'll hear from the candidates seeking the job of county mayor in next month's election. And we'll have these stories and more on tonight's News Leader on 6.
Russell's got your truck, man. Russell's got your truck.
Keith Barnett here at the Russell Barnett Automotive family, and we have sold so many new trucks. We've got over 100 pre-owned trucks to choose from. Any make, any size, any model. It's as easy as going to russellbarnett.com to check out our pre-owned truck inventory. And remember, why buy your next truck anywhere else?
With the best selection anywhere, Russell's got your truck, man.
When I was growing up in Coffee County, I saw firsthand the need for good paying jobs. When I was county mayor, working with other dedicated Coffee Countyans, we recruited $240.6 million in industry investment in Coffee County. 2,968 new good-paying jobs to Coffee County. I'm David Pennington, candidate for Coffee County Mayor, and I ask you to join me and help make Coffee County an even better place to live and work.
Welcome back. A new study from the U.S. Department of Agriculture shows that when it comes to hand washing before meals, consumers are failing to properly clean their hands most of the time. Rushed hand washing can lead to cross-contamination of food and other surfaces, resulting in foodborne illness. The preliminary results of the observational study conducted by the USDA in collaboration with RTI International and North Carolina State University showed some concerning results, including hand washing, where the study revealed that consumers are not washing their hands correctly 97% of the time. Also, most consumers failed to wash their hands for the necessary 20 seconds, and numerous participants did not dry their hands with a clean towel.
The U.S. Centers for Disease and Control and Prevention estimates that 48 million Americans are sickened with foodborne illnesses each year, resulting in roughly 128,000 hospitalizations and 3,000 deaths. Children, older adults, and those with compromised immune systems are especially at risk. With grilling season upon us, USDA is reminding consumers to use food thermometer and cook meat and poultry products to the recommended safe internal temperatures. When cooking meat, the poultry patties, insert the thermometer through the side of the patty until the probe reaches the center of the patty. Meat and poultry products are done when they reach their minimum internal temperatures. Beef, pork, lamb, and veal, including steaks, roast, and chops, 145 degrees, ground meats such as burgers, 160 degrees, and poultry or ground at 165 degrees.
Tennessee Department of Labor and Workforce Development Commissioner Burns Phillips announced last week that unemployment rates in nearly every Tennessee county remained under 5% during May of this year. 93 of Tennessee's 95 counties recorded a rate in May that was less than 5%. Unemployment in 2 counties was 5% or greater during the time period. Wilson County had the lowest unemployment in the state with a rate of 2.1%, which was 1/10 of a percentage point higher than it was in April at 2.2%. Davidson County followed with the second lowest rate in the state for May. That figure represented a 1/10 of a percentage point increase from the previous month. The rates for both Williamson and Davidson counties were 2/10 of a percentage point lower than the rates they recorded in May of last year.
Lauderdale County had the highest unemployment rate in Tennessee during May. Its rate of 5.3% was an increase of the 4/10 of a percentage point from the previous month. Houston County's 5.2% unemployment rate was 2/10 of a percentage point higher than its April rate. And for the 11 consecutive months, Tennessee's statewide unemployment rate has been at 3.5% or lower. In May, the rate was 3.5%, which was an increase of the 1/10 of a percentage point from April, but still 3/10 of a percentage point lower than the May 2017 rate. Nationally, the unemployment rate dropped in May for the second consecutive month, and it was 3.8%, a decrease of the 1/10 of a percentage point from the month before.
With new Medicare cards slated to arrive in Tennessee sometime this month, the Tennessee Department of Commerce and Insurance is warning Medicare beneficiaries to be wary of scammers who might use the cards pending arrival as an opportunity to fleece unsuspected consumers. Federal laws enacted last year required the removal of Social Security numbers from old Medicare beneficiary cards. Scammers and identity thieves frequently use pilfered personal information from the old cards to open credit card accounts or take out loans in someone else's name. While the new Medicare cards include a unique, randomly assigned Medicare number in place of Social Security numbers, scammers may use the transition period before the arrival of the new card to take advantage of beneficiaries.
Stay with us. More News Leader is coming up after these messages.
100 vehicles under $15,000 at 5 locations, both Tullahoma and Winchester. Keith Barnett here at the Russell Barnett Automotive Family, and new car sales have been so great. We have a huge selection of pre-owned inventory. Do you have a trade? Maximum trade allowance going on right now. 100 vehicles under $15,000, maximum trade-in allowance. Best website in the business at russellbarnett.com. And remember, why buy anywhere else?
Hello, I'm Gary Cordell, your Coffee County Mayor. I want to speak to you personally about the commitment I made to the citizens of Coffee County 4 years ago that if elected, I would serve our county with honor and integrity. I pledged to work hard, to give 100%, to be effective and efficient in managing your county resources. I want to take this opportunity to assure the citizens of Coffee County that our county's financial condition is much stronger now than it was 4 years ago. We've had no property tax increase in the last 4 years, and our operating reserve fund balance has tripled. The most important question you must ask yourself when you walk into the voting booth is simply, who's best qualified to lead our county forward at this critical time? I have over 40 years of business, management, and leadership experience to best lead Coffee County. Much has been accomplished in the last 4 years, but we've only just begun. Coffee County, let's stay on track. I would appreciate your vote in the August 2nd general election. Thank you.
Welcome back. Tom Corrington interviewed the 3 candidates for Coffee County Mayor last week. In this segment, former 2-term County Mayor David Pennington responds to Tom's question about what makes Coffee County attractive to industries looking to locate here.
Let's just say that I have a complete stranger of some sort, or better still, a promising industrial prospect looking at Tullahoma or Coffee County in addition to other places. So tell him, let's sell him on why the decision should be Coffee County.
Well,
David?
Okay. Well, as I told you before, in 8 years we recruited $240.6 million worth of industry. And now that was only in equipment and land investment and 2,968 jobs. So how did we do that? Number one, and when I say this is a fact, we got one of the better industrial boards in the state. And how I can back that up is by saying that when I was mayor, a lot of counties sent their industrial board over to see how we were recruiting so much industry. Now, not only do we have a good industrial board, we have a really good partnership with the state. And the state and State Representative Judd Matheny, the state senator, those people really help you a lot in industrial recruitment. But what does Coffee County have? There was a study done. One thing you got to have is labor force, right? So there was a study done by about 7 counties, and Coffee's one of them, by MTSU about the availability of labor in this community.
When was this study?
It was done when I was mayor, probably 2010, 11, okay. 12, right in there. And we had to do that because of recruiting larger industries. And the study showed that we had a lot of people, and I don't know exactly the number, but it was in the thousands of people that was available to come to one of those counties and go to work. And of course, that county needs to be Coffee County. We have the land. We have what they call, it's a site that's already ready to go, and it's approved by the state. It has the gas, the water, the sewer, everything ready to go. And what do you call it, Mayor? Ready?
Tennessee Select.
Yeah, but it's
Select
called,
site.
Yeah, Yeah, and we have those sites here, which saves the industry a lot of time and effort to get that done. We have 400 acres close to the interstate with a brand new road that when I was mayor, the city of Manchester and Coffee County partnered up, and they put that road in, and it cost $1 million. And the deal was that if we didn't have industry in there within 3 years, we had to pay for that. So we stepped out there, Tom, and took a chance. And guess what? Within a year, we had 2 different industries out there. And this road comes, once you get off the interstate and come down the base road, it runs you right into the industrial park. You cross 41 and, excuse me, and go straight into the industrial park. So what does that mean, Tom? Now we have another industrial park that's midway between Tullahoma and Manchester, but the interstate park, the fuel is a big deal, especially when you remember when it got $5 a gallon for gas.
Yeah.
Well, the average truck only
access to the interstate is a pretty big deal.
You know, the average truck, it's about 6 miles to a gallon. So a lot of industry don't want to locate very far from the interstate, and we just happen to have, Tom, good sites.
How about why do my folks want to live here anyway?
Well, let's talk about this, the quality of life here. You have good schools. You have good hospitals. Harton Hospital out here, I was on that board for 8 years. You have good hospitals. What everybody likes, good lakes, golf courses. People like that kind of stuff. But let me tell you something, Tom.
Well, recreation's a big deal.
Yeah, but education is a big deal when you're recruiting industry, because those people want, like Great Lake Cheese spent $100 million. Those people want to make sure that their employees have a good place to send their kids to school, and we do have that. We got some of the better schools in Tullahoma, Manchester, and Coffee counties you're going to find anywhere.
And when we come back, we'll hear from those other candidates. More news is coming up in a moment.
It's not invoice. It's not MSRP. It's not Christmas Day, although it may feel like it. It's the lowest prices in Middle Tennessee, period. It's a Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram or Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac before these prices are gone forever.
All right, the cat's out of the bag at Carroll Street Liquor in Tullahoma. Now you know where to go if you're planning a get-together and want the ideal wine or spirit. Party planning can be stressful, but at Carroll Street Liquor you'll find everything you need. Mixers, gift sets, and all of your favorite spirit brands. So if you're feeling the pressure to pull off the ideal party, come to Carroll Street Liquor and select among the seemingly endless supply of wines, spirits, gift sets, and more. Your perfect party, it's in the bag with Carroll Street Liquors.
So you've been meaning to do something healthy, commune with nature, get outdoors and meet new people. We have the perfect solution. Come hike with us. You can find a Tennessee Trails Association chapter near you, including Clarksville, Columbia Franklin, Highland Rim, Jackson, Knoxville, Oak Ridge, Memphis, Murfreesboro, Nashville, Plateau at Crossville, and Upper Cumberland. We're on the web at TennesseeTrails.org. It's fun, it's stress-free, and it's good for you. See you on the trails.
Welcome back. And now we hear from the incumbent Coffee County Mayor Gary Cordell and independent candidate Tim Brown about what they think makes Coffee County attractive to prospective industries considering a move to the county.
Let's just say that I have a complete stranger of some sort, or better still, a promising industrial prospect looking at Tullahoma or Coffee County in addition to other places. So tell him, let's sell him on why the decision should be Coffee County. Add, subtract, multiply?
No, David pretty well covered it all, but we've got the best location in the state, I think, for industry to come here, because we've got 5 exits right on the interstate. Mm-hmm. We've got the land, space for the business. Got the best schools around. Coffee County's the best place I've ever lived. I've not been in a lot of places, but I wouldn't go nowhere else because the people's friendly. It's a good place to live. But drawing in business here, we seem to be a business-unfriendly county. We turn down a lot of business. Manchester could be a booming place, but we turn a lot of business down. I've been to some of the commission meetings, and we turn them away all the time. We're losing business. Our tax rate could be really low right now if we...
Why would we do that?
I have no idea why we'd run a business away. Recently, there was a Korean company met with the mayor. They was wanting to relocate their business here and employ 1,000 people. And the mayor told them we didn't have that workforce here, so they left. There's one in particular that I remember is Wright Construction or Paving Company. He's got the land in Hillsboro and wanting to open a quarry there. He went around and got petitions from everybody that lives in Hillsboro. There was 700 something for it, 50 against it. But he's been coming to these meetings for over 15 years, and every time we postpone it for more information, postpone it to hire another lawyer. We got a county attorney hired, but we hire another attorney to make decisions, and then we still postpone it.
This is on the same quarry?
No, it's on this land this guy's bought. Yeah. And he's done over $10 million in business in Coffee County, and we've lost that tax on $10 million if he'd have been here.
I would say to a prospect, you've got to come to Coffee County just to see. We have, the first year we unveiled a state-of-the-art 21st century comprehensive county website. And in that we had a contract with a company out of New York where they came, and I spent part of 2 days going out with a guy taking shots across the county so we could highlight Coffee County. And in that we had 6 different chapters, and you can go to our new website and check on that. But we welcome the world of Coffee County. I opened the session with a little introduction there in the commission room and welcome the world of Coffee County. We talked about industry, we talked about our school systems, quality of life, whatever. And so whether you're in Seattle, Washington, or Japan, or Pelham, or Franklin County, or wherever, you can come to Coffee County to visit. So we wanted to welcome the world of Coffee County. And we highlighted the school systems. As David said, we do have some of the best school systems in the state of Tennessee right here. Mm-hmm. That is one of the criteria when businesses come. They want to know about your school systems. As was stated, they want to know how your location within with the interstate. One of the criteria they look at now is, do you have a Walmart? That was new that came to the table. But we have those for people, and a study was done there in front of Walmart in Manchester, for example. You have about 15,000 vehicles a day going through there. And in that, we welcome the world of county. We are in the process right now in our joint park of finishing a spec building, a 100,000 square foot spec building. We hope to have that weather permitting. That set us behind different times, but the target date was about August 1, so we can complete that inside to the point we need to, and we already have companies looking at that. We are becoming, in this region, the Detroit of the South.
What about the comment about the not having enough jobs for the career, enough candidates
the story that actually happened on that, not what was stated, was that we had a firm here that came about a year ago. They had narrowed their site down to 3 locations, Coffee County and two out of state. They ended up, we found out this week, or last week, they ended up going to a port city in South Carolina. That was one of the sites they were looking at. When that delegation came, 17 of them flew here. We met with them on a Thursday evening, and then they came back Friday morning. The team, we broke out into 4 sessions. One of those was on workforce development. Okay, I've never had that group to ask me specifically, do we have, in the discussion on the workforce, they wanted to know, could we provide that workforce? And I'm not talking about 500 jobs, or I'm talking about over 1,000 jobs. I won't mention the number. But they wanted assurance that this area could provide the workforce. We could have done that, but as we know, that would involve a lot of people being canalized from other industry. But they went back and they processed all that. We didn't hear back from them a long time, but I have not told a group of 5 people or whatever that we can't provide 1,000 people.
What was the answer? I guess we couldn't assure them that we had 1,000 people available?
I don't know. I wasn't involved in that. That was a part of that local team of industrial board members and some of the other. You had utility people there, whatever. I don't know the discussion that resulted from all that as far as that being communicated to them by the people with the industrial board.
And we'll be right back in a moment.
5 dealerships, 7 car brands, 1 big clearance sale.
Russell Barnett must make room for incoming summer shipments.
Save hundreds,
even thousands.
$1,000 from original list on all new and over 800 pre-owned vehicles. Every vehicle is marked down for immediate clearance. No reasonable offer refused. All credit applications will be accepted for immediate delivery.
Don't miss the big spring clearance sales event going on right now at the Russell Barnett dealerships, both Tullahoma and Winchester. And my question is, why buy anywhere else?
We're losing it, Doctor.
Not on my shift. Quickly, brush. Roller.
What a transformation. It's gonna be okay.
Okay, nothing.
At Paintworks of Tullahoma, we specialize in domestic emergencies with Martin Senior Paints. You can be the paint doctor too when you treat your home with Martin Senior interior and exterior finishes.
Doctor, we've got another one.
Got you covered.
Paintworks of Tullahoma. Come see the paint doctor, Stat.
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
Welcome back. Tullahoma City Attorney Steve Worsham recently reported to the Board of Mayor and Aldermen on issues that could impact the city in the near future.
I had the privilege and the honor of attending the Tennessee Municipal League and Tennessee Municipal Attorneys Association meeting in Knoxville. Mr. Nolis and Mr. Dyckman were there. We didn't get to spend much time together because I was at the attorneys meeting and they were at many other meetings. There are a lot of others I wish I could have attended, but there's a conflict because on the day when we have ours, Total League is having other meetings, so I couldn't do that. But there was one joint meeting that I did attend, and I want you all to know about this because it's something that's going to rise in the future here in Tullahoma, as it is in other communities already. You might recall in the past that we talked about food trucks and food trucks legislation, and lo and behold, we're now getting food trucks in Tullahoma. 3 or 4 years ago, when we discussed that at the Attorneys Association meeting, we hadn't had any yet that I knew of. Now we have them. They've also talking about Airbnbs, whatever they are, these periodic short-term rentals of people's homes and things like that. And there's a lot of talk about that in larger cities, but that may come here again too, so we may have to look at that again. And of course, when these things arise, there's always legislative issues that also arise that we have to look at. So far, it hadn't happened. I hope it never does, but it might. The third thing is something that will come to Tullahoma, and it's the new small cells legislation. Apparently, Verizon and AT&T were able to convince the legislature that they ought to enact legislation giving them the authority to erect little small cells which will be supplemental to the big cell towers that we have now, because those are at capacity apparently, so that they can put those things all over town in our rights-of-way. The legislature passed this legislation, which admittedly is very confusing, but we did discuss it. I'm going to get a handout from them that's going to go through some of the issues that we'll have to deal with in terms of permitting and things like that in the future. But it's going to be a matter that's going to rise here, and we're going to have to learn to deal with it. Hopefully, because of the confusion in the legislation and some obvious discrepancies and some contradictions, I was told, they'll revise it in the future, but hopefully that'll happen before we have to deal with it here. But it's something we're going to have to think about in the years to come. We also discussed the fact that the legislature extended the right of cooperatives to expand broadband into rural communities, but they didn't give that same right to municipalities. This is something that Senator Bowling's been working on for years, and we need to continue to urge her and support her in that endeavor so that TUA can also expand its broadband capabilities into the surrounding communities here, because we're a long way from a co-op, and so we're going to have people that are unserved in this area because the legislature will not do that, and it's only because of some lobbying by some large organizations that want to keep us from having that capability.
The pet of the week this week at the Tullahoma Animal Shelter is an Australian Shepherd mix named Star. She's approximately 3 years old and entered the shelter as a stray. Star is up to date on her vaccinations, heartworm negative, and will be spayed. She is great with other dogs and children. Be sure to check out the shelter on Facebook for information about upcoming events and fundraisers. Remember, you can help support your local shelter by adopting, donating, or volunteering. For more details, contact Teresa at 454-9580. The Tullahoma Animal Shelter is located at 942 Maplewood Avenue.
The Coffee County Humane Society featured pet this week is Corey. He is a German Shepherd mix looking for a forever home with room to play. The shelter also has many other dogs available for adoption at 1210 Oakdale Street in Manchester. Hours of operation at the shelter are 7:30 a.m. until 2:30 p.m. Monday through Friday and 8 a.m. until 1 p.m. on Saturday. The shelter's phone number is 723-2730. Donations for animal care can be made to the Coffee County Humane Society at P.O. Box 252 in Manchester. Their website is www.coffeehumane.org.
Stay with us. Your weather forecast is coming up next.
I have 30 seconds to tell you about RussellBarnett.com. We're going to find over 1,000 new and pre-owned vehicles, RussellBarnett.com. We're going to get your trade appraised, RussellBarnett.com. We're going to get financing done, RussellBarnett.com. We're going to get collision repair assistance, RussellBarnett.com. We're going to get auto rental assistance, RussellBarnett.com. We are the one-stop shop, one click away. Why click anywhere else?
All I have to do to think about what I was physically before and what I am now, and I don't ever want to go back to that original situation.
The overall mission of the rehab team is always what is best for the patient and how we can facilitate maximum potential from every resident.
Well, the most important thing to me is that I'm allowed to do whatever I want to do, you know.
Everyday miracles at Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Cool off at Southern Middle Tennessee's newest water park, Tullahoma's Splash Island. Fun for all ages. 3 25-foot water slides, lazy river, fun water features for toddlers, tasty food items available. All this and more, only $5 from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. or 4 to 9 p.m. Sundays, 1 to 6. Join the fun at Tullahoma's Splash Island.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this day. Our record high was in 1936 at 101 degrees. The record low was in 1968 at 52 degrees. The average high on this day is 87, and the average low is 65. A chance of rain in your forecast for tonight with a low of 71. Sunny with a chance of rain in the forecast for Friday with a high of 90 and a low of 73, and mostly sunny weather expected on Saturday with a high of 89 and a low of 68. And that's our newsleader report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6, 8, and 10 for Newsleader on 6. You have a good evening.
And from all of us on Newsleader 6 wishes you and your families a fantastic weekend. Thank you.
The average high on this day is 85 and the average low is 65. Partly cloudy weather expected tonight with a low of around 71. Sunny with a chance of rain in the forecast for Sunday with a high of 89 and a low of 71. Sunny with a chance of rain remains in the forecast for Monday with a high of 91 and a low of 73. And on Tuesday, partly cloudy weather expected with a high of 91 and a low of 73.